Oh, you see?
Yeah.
We'll fix this in post, guys.
No, that's staying in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Machinima podcast, episode number 5. Kind of hard to believe that we're doing our 5th podcast already after joining forces. As you all know, my name is Zeon. You are all my remnants, and I will be the host, as always, for this podcast on Digital Curses channel. And, of course, we'll introduce everyone. I'm sure you know who they are, but, you know, formalities and such. So, to my left here, we have...
I am the Digital Curse.
You're not to my left.
Very different. Well, I can't. No, I don't know.
Oh, that's right. You can't see who I'm pointing to. Oh, fuck.
I don't know.
All right, we'll cut this in post.
Do it again.
We should.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Machinima podcast. My name is Zeon. I am your host for today. Hard to believe that this is our 5th episode of the Machinima podcast since joining forces together with our Machinimas. Of course, my name is Zeon. I write the show Team Titan, and here with me are two lovely and creative peoples. To my left, I have...
I'm Tempest. I do From the Ashes, and I did Rifts.
Down below, I have...
Yo, it's Digital Curse, making a fight Team Weasel and Guardians.
Yes. And actually, we were going to talk about Black Armory first, but since you did obviously just bring up Guardians, let's talk about Guardians real quick. So Guardians, they just had their first episode premiere. I was able to watch it live. I think everyone did. Tempest, you didn't watch it live, right?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it live.
Oh, you did? Okay. So some people want to hear our thoughts because Guardians is the newest addition to the DMU. They've been working on it for a long time, and I must say that the fact that they have been working on it for a long time definitely shows. I really, really liked the editing and the machinimating in the episode. I thought was like really, really well done. And actually, when I go back in like special edition season 1, I want to kind of do more of that style of shooting. It was just really well done. I liked it a lot, but mostly I really liked the way it was shot and the way it was edited.
Guardians was really well shot, really well edited. I loved the voice acting. The action was on point. It was pretty well paced. So, well done. I'm glad that it's introduced. And I'm looking forward to more episodes. We'll be helping you out with that, as time goes on. I think their creators aren't able to make it today, but Digital will have more to talk about on that.
Yeah, definitely they should be probably on the next podcast. It's just that it felt right to have them together, because it would have just been all on his own today, but it just felt like two of them should have been here to talk about it. But I was only the editor for Guardians, while Autumn and Gamma are the creators. But the sound design was done by Autumn's brother, and Jake. He's the one that made the theme and everything. And I think that was my favorite part of like the show, because it was a sort of really dope music and everything. But yeah, everyone voice and white did very well, and it was an absolute mess to work with at first because it was all messed up and everything. But I eventually I got everything together. Even had to do a couple of reshoots. We all have to do some couple of voice reshoots and everything like that. That's why it took so long, because just kept changing all the time. But eventually got it down. So hopefully Arc 2 doesn't take as long as that. It should be at least be out in 2019.
Yeah, hopefully they don't pull a Team Titan and have 7 months in between episodes. It's a good addition to the Machinima universe. Really, that's probably going to be the last addition that we have. I mean, that was really the only thing we had in mind to add. I think with all 4 shows, with 5 if you count Rift, we have we know we have over 50 characters with just our show, our 3. Then how many characters Guardian's going to have, it's going to be 70 characters almost, which is crazy. So a lot of them are going to die, but so too many characters. Got to chop the weak ones out. Yeah. Which we'll talk about it just briefly. We are working on a crossover special. We have said this before.
Yeah.
So we've talked about it. So that's still being worked on, and Guardians, since they finally got their stuff together, they're gonna be in it as well. So I don't know when that's gonna come out. Probably 2020. To be realistic,
probably longer than that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So I do plan on getting an Xbox really soon, probably before the year ends. So I have some patrons that have given money. Even some of our own group has sent me some money, so which is good. You know, it wasn't in my budget to buy an Xbox at all, but I kind of have to at this point because the finale is taking way too long to come out. And thankfully, I have you two guys on the Xbox side helping with that, shooting these scenes that I can't shoot with who I have and things like that. So I really appreciate it. So hopefully the finale will be out soon. And I started rewriting season 1 partially because I want to do one long edit and I want to change the little things here and there. And I'll go more on that because there's a question that pertains to that I'm looking at. So I'll talk about that more. But I kind of just gave an update on Team Titan. What about you guys? What's going on with Fireteam Weasel and From the Ashes?
Well, I will say that you getting that Xbox is going to just be helpful, not only in the front of the scenes where people can actually see that, hey, this is coming out a little quicker, but behind the scenes, because we often, I don't know, we talked about this, we don't really get that many chances to get together and, you know, talk about stuff. So him coming onto our platforms is going to definitely help maybe get things out quicker, even faster.
I hope so.
Not Fireteam Weasel. That's not me. As for From the Ashes, I'm doing pretty well. I just wrapped up my book 2, so just 3 more to go. As most of y'all know, it's following the story of the campaign for the most part. So right now they're going to head to Nessus, then they'll go to Io, finish up with the Red War, and then we go to Mercury where we meet a couple of our fan favorites. Not much to it. I haven't ran into that many difficulties. Been able to kind of pop them out rather quickly. So
yeah, you've been pretty consistent lately.
Just to build, you know, hey, this is happening. I guess we can talk about mini crossovers later because I'm sure a lot of y'all have noticed that. Digital.
Yeah. So I've literally just finished helping with Guardians, so that's why Fireteam Weasel hasn't been like on hold at the moment. But right now I'm getting voices now. Literally just finished one earlier with Autumn. You know, as good as always.
Was I random question without spoiling? Was I like the first voice lines you got for season 3?
No. I would say the problem is I might have to like re-edit some of them because the script is a bit changed then, so might have to ask you again. But
well, spoiler, I had done voice lines for season 3 for Team Titan characters like months ago, so that might excite some of you. So yeah,
there's going to be like 1 or 2 crossovers from like Tempest and Zeon's show, but it's going to be a long time anyway, so you might forget about it. But right now, I'm going to be starting back on Fireteam Weasel again because Arc 2 of Guardians is only in the storyboarding stage at the moment, so that might take some time. They two are going to get their butts kicked to do it to start. That's their problem now, not mine. I'm only doing the editing part, so that's my thing. But when we're eventually going to be shooting, I'll be there to help them because that was their first time doing the camera work, and there's still really decent work for camera work wise, but they can do a lot better, and that's what I'm there for. And they can do a lot better. Fireteam Weasel wise, it's definitely going to be, at least the first episode is going to be out in the next couple of months. And then we go from there.
What episode is mine? 3, right? Or 5? It's an odd number.
It's maybe one of them, yeah. But
I mean, maybe one of them. You changing the episode order now?
No,
I think it's 5.
Oh, I know, but I'm not saying who it is, but what?
Probably, I think 5 then, yeah.
It's 5, right? Okay.
I think it's 5.
The episodes are structured like a single thing. It's not like a continuous thing, like a classic.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't
One and
matter.
done.
It really doesn't matter which order I put them in.
That's true.
It really
It's
doesn't
like a
matter.
one shot.
But once you actually see the episode, you'll understand.
All right, so things are moving along. Hopefully I'll have the Xbox, and so I can put this in here now before I forget. I did start a Patreon to help buy the Xbox as well, There's some cool benefits for subbing at different levels, so if you want to help me that way, I really appreciate it. It also gets you guys more involved in the creative process of Team Titan as well. Also, of course, I have my shirts. If you want a Team Titan shirt or a Team Hunter, Team Warlock shirt, you can buy it from the store. That helps me too. And I think I should have an Xbox before the year is over. So regardless, I'll be okay, and I'll be able to get back on track. I started writing Season 2 today. My plan is to have all of Season 2 done before I start shooting, and then every month, new episode, which Season 2 is probably going to be about the same length as Season 1 was, so probably 8 episodes or so, depending. But, so...
Quick shout out. We also have a Discord. You can come and talk with us.
Oh, yeah.
Here in a few moments, we have a couple questions from our Discord, and so once you join that, you can be able to, ask us anything, interact with us. Just wanted to point that out.
And, for the next podcast, you can ask us, other stuff, besides Machinima-related things, because all these questions we've answered already. But, ask us, I don't know, random stuff. I don't know. If you were
favorite film.
If you were a dog, what type of dog would you be? I don't know. But anyway, before we get into questions, we had a... What?
Yes, I'm single.
Oh, yeah. Shocker. It's okay. I think all of us are single. Maybe that tells us something. You must be doing something really wrong.
You don't know that. I don't want anyone to know that.
I think people...
just giving out information
that's how you get out there, man. People need to know these things.
We get out there. All right.
We're going to change your name from Digital Curse to Single Curse. Boom. It's okay. I'm remnants of single as well.
Virgin Remnants.
That's far. That's really stretching the truth.
Okay, now
you don't get just because you don't have sex for a while doesn't mean you get your virginity back. Okay, that's not how that shit works. It's gone. It's gone. It's been gone. It doesn't come back after a while if you don't have sex. I'm a lonely man. Anyway, so we had an update come out in D2. Black Armory came out. I wouldn't call it an expansion. I would call it an update. So thoughts on Black Armory? Let's get the good stuff out of the way first. So you guys go ahead. What do you like about Black Armory so far?
I do like that instead they're doing it a different direction, like with D1, where we had the Taken King and then the April update and then Rise of Iron. That is a seriously huge gap between, and they understood that people just want content all the time. But I mean, I get a lot of people frustrated at I couldn't do anything because the leveling and up, and you have to level up and then you actually do the stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still optional, and the major expansion then will probably come out in September anyway, and then eventually D3. So it's still better than nothing, but I mean, it's not like everyone was expecting a full safety expansion. But we're talking
about good stuff. Good stuff first, then bad stuff. You got nothing nice to say, don't say it right now.
It's criticism.
I know, but we'll get to that.
Well, yeah, the actual forge
I like the
good,
weapons.
The weapons are good. The armor,
Good.
yeah, the armor's good as well. They're like the raid, the new raid they added in was probably worth the Black Armory just alone.
The sad part is I like Black Armory better than the Osiris expansion still, because that was trash.
Yeah, that's,
it's
definitely more endgame and less campaign.
That's like the standard. If it's better than Osiris, I'm okay with it. If it's worse, that's a problem.
It used to be Dark Below, that was the standard. Well, for positives, I really like the weapons. Forging them is a cool concept because it's just, hey, I can get a random roll version, but let me go work towards it and stuff, and it'll still be always powerful. It's not going to be, if I'm 630, it's not going to drop at 620. It's going to drop at 636 or something. So it's like a constant grind going up. I like that. I like that you have to go out and kill those little saboteurs, for points. The new the new Triumph seal, Blacksmith, that's a really cool title, and I want to get it, but it looks like gotta work towards it, which I'm fine with.
There'll probably be more.
Yeah. The raid looks amazing. I haven't got a chance to jump into it yet between winter break and the dawning. And
I've seen gameplay about it. It's
yeah,
pretty
but
cool.
I've seen gameplay
Yeah.
and it's really good.
Plus, it's Fallen, so like that's the best. I like Fallen.
I like that it's in the city because
That's cool too.
So many opportunities for a lot of stuff we're planning, but we keep that under wraps. I think that's good for my positives.
I liked the idea of the Black Armory. I like Ada 1, right? That's her name.
Yeah.
I like it. You don't like her?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. It's like Bungie's kind of slapping us in the face. We go up to her and she's like, "You're not welcome."
Yeah.
Show her our little annual pass, but I bought it. Like, I have the money. oh yeah, well, you're welcome here now. I'm like, what is this?
That's pretty funny. I didn't even think of that.
Hey, why didn't Nolanbot speak? Like, that's the first time he's
Yeah.
cutscene. I'm
I
just
didn't even
like,
think about that.
that's so jarring. Anyways, no, it's that's on a negative. But go on, continue. I'm sorry.
So I like Ada. I like Forge. I've only done the first Forge, but I like the fact that there's matchmaking for it. That's good.
Yeah.
A
lot of people ask for that.
I haven't really played D2 since the Halloween event, and I've played for a couple days since the expansion came out, and I've noticed I've been leveling a lot faster. Like, I went from like 582 to like 602 in like 2 days. And also the whole time I played Forsaken up until around Halloween time, I didn't get no Forsaken exotics at all. And now I've gotten 4 in the last 2 days. I got Thunderlord is Black Armory drop technically, I guess. But I got Thunderlord on a random drop, and then I've gotten the Mask of the One-Eyed Man. I've got the Inmost Light Chest and the exotic legs that let you deflect stuff back, and that was in 2 days. So I like that. I haven't done the raid yet, but to be fair, I haven't done Last Wish either. So I need to start. I used to raid so much in D1, and for some reason in D2, I think it's because like I'm not really in like a clan or anything. I haven't really raided except for the Callus raid, but so yeah. I'm enjoying it so far, and yeah, I grinded to get the Breakneck. That was not too bad.
Oh, you did that.
I did get the Breakneck already, and I got
mine as well.
In PvE, it's pretty awesome. I like it. So I use that in my Lord of Wolves because that's basically what I use, and a sword, and I like that a lot. But yeah, so that's what I like about it. And some of those things were like patches and updates and stuff. I don't know if technically that's considered part of Black Armory, but that's what I've been enjoying so far. So what are the negatives? I already know the most obvious one.
Ada's a horrible character.
I like Ada. I like her cutscenes. I don't know why. She seems very alive to me.
But I don't know. I'm really tired of the bitchy. Hey, you're a guardian. I don't like guardians.
Yeah,
this happens.
I remember
Now I like
weird.
guardians.
Like she keeps all these guns secret, like to who though?
For who? Like who's gonna buy it?
God, man. It's like, you know, people that don't like Guardians, they're really annoying.
It's like, oh,
I wonder if
like
there's
them, it's just like, that's not cool.
I like that he says that, but his Machinima has a group of people that hate Guardians. Interesting that you don't like her for hating Guardians when your whole show revolves around people hating Guardians. Interesting.
To be fair. They're not in the tower selling random weapons to whoever.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
That's weak. What a weak excuse.
Maybe her story will get better. Maybe I'm just being overly harsh.
Yeah.
But besides the fact that you got to pay $35 instead of just 10 like any other expansion. Oh, I really wish that they had just added a Crucible map. Like,
yeah, that was weird. They didn't add no Gambit map, no Crucible.
Yeah,
that's in the next update. That's
Is
the
it?
Next one.
Yeah, that, and they didn't add any new armor exotics. They could have just brought back old armor exotics.
Yeah. Negative wise about Black Armory, I feel like, yeah, it's just right at the beginning. Like you're just doing like the first missions kind of thing, and then you go to the Forge and you find out it's higher than it should be because many people started at 600 and you find out it was like 610, 620, and it's like that's not fair. You know, people want to. If it's fair enough for going to raid and it's quite high,
I did it at I did it at 600.
This is not an end game thing. This
Yeah.
is like part of the end game, like part of the expansion or something, or the update. So luckily they did acknowledge that and put it down a bit. But I mean, it should have been like a 580 thing.
Yeah.
And then probably the harder ones would be 610, 620.
Yeah. Kind of like how Court of works.
Yeah, like
like
you know,
that.
tiers. They're tiers. It's not just.
I agree with that.
Blind Well was tiers. It should have done that.
Blind
Like
Well.
the Earth one probably the easiest, and then you can probably do tiers to the harder ones to get better gear. But no, that's just straight up, just straight up hard. Like, yeah, but
We beat it no problem. I was 601 and they were 620 and 630, and we beat it. However, and I before I teamed with them, I did beat it with randoms, and we actually killed the boss when the thing turned 0. It was like, and I cheered. It was crazy. You're like fighting the boss at the end of the forge,
Yeah.
and like it went to 0, and it went like 2 seconds after, but it's still, the clock hadn't disappeared, and then we killed him, and I was like, did that count? And it counted. I was like, yes. It was like totally went over the time, but it still counted. I was like, I'm okay with that, but.
Yeah. I managed to do it before they lowered it down.
I did it after they lowered
I
it.
was very proud. I was very proud of myself because I was able to do that. But best team, if you're under 600, get a Warlock with Well of Radiance because it'll keep you alive.
That's what I did with my 2 friends. Well of Radiance plus I play Sentinel with the shield, so I put it up.
Perfect, and then a Night Stalker or an Arc Strider. That's the best way to go if you're under level.
Yeah.
But
Can I just say how awesome Doomfang Paladins are? Like they're the
amazing.
best.
They're amazing.
I
like
had my shield up to give everyone bonus damage the whole boss fight because I would have it up and they'd shoot, and then when my super was getting low, I would throw my shield at ads, kill like 3 of them, get my super back, and just keep having the thing up, and they would just shoot through the whole. I think like I lost my shield like when he had like less than a 4th health left, and then we just burned him. So I love Doomfang, and plus for Gambit, it's amazing. Like with void detonations, just like smash, throw, smash, throw, and all you see is like void bombs everywhere. It's like pow, 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 pow. That's my favorite part of Destiny, honestly. Void detonations are the best thing in Destiny right now. I love those things.
Gwyn's vest for hunters, for spectral blades, is much better now. It actually is like the.
Oh yeah, they updated it.
Oh, hunters.
My
you can
hunter
do spectrals for 3 minutes with the super. If you press RT, it gives it back after a kill. You can literally stay in it forever until someone kills you.
My hunter is like 396. I haven't played him at all.
Ooh.
Alright, so let's get into questions from the Discord here. I have them up. So first question, and some of these are questions that we've been asked already, but we're gonna answer them like in a brief answer in case people haven't watched previous podcasts. So Eggnog of Kepri asked, what motivated you to make your Machinimas, and then specifically for Tempest, why did you switch from Halo to Destiny? So Tempest, you want to answer that real quick?
Motivation, I really like storytelling. And this is a cool way to make a story without having to like, if I wanted a helicopter scene, I could just go into Halo and just get a helicopter that way instead of having to film it outside. I just like telling stories, watching stories, things unfold. I'm very story driven. Like,
I think all 3 of us are like that.
Yeah.
You have to be.
You have to be. It's just like characters are really good. Exploring character motivation is my motivation.
Yeah.
Basically.
So basically the opposite of what The Last Jedi did. Got you.
You gotta get over it, man. It's been a year.
I will not.
It's been a year.
I don't care. It still hurts.
It still hurts. His soul has been...
Not even as a fan. As a writer, it hurts. Because I'm just like... Anyway. Give me $1 million and I'll show you what I can do with Star Wars.
Let's see what Episode 9 can do. I can't do
it. Good luck, Abrams. Good luck, man. I wish you the best.
Well,
And why did you switch from Halo to Destiny?
It's oversaturated. I've told you that. There's just too many of them. And the Halo community is kind of toxic now.
Yeah. All right. So for me, what motivated me to make Team Titan was I wanted to write something more lively, more fun. I yeah, I'll get to you in a sec. Fireteam we and I was inspired by Red versus Blue, but one day I was just curious. I was like, is there a Destiny Machinima? Like, I didn't even know there was or not. I knew there was Destiny Cops, but I didn't. I don't like Destiny Cops that much, so we'll get that out the way. I've said that before, and I got hate for it. I don't really care for it. It's not my thing. And it's a popular show. It has a lot of fans. It's just not my thing. But then I found Fireteam Weasel, and this is not to kiss Digital's ass, but that is a big reason why. That is oh my god! I broke my camera.
Oh, that's what you get for kissing my ass.
Oh, I'm getting a call.
Okay. We will edit this out, people. We will edit this out.
It doesn't matter. I'm getting so annoying. Okay. It's funny, right? When I went to the camera to do the kissing thing, it got a call. So see, it never happened. Fate was like, no, we can't have that. So that definitely inspired me, and yeah, like I said, I wanted to write something a bit more lively. I've been writing like a really depressing dark fantasy for a while, so I wanted to do something more lively. And Destiny, I beta tested it, and I was like, oh, I could do something in Destiny. That'd be interesting, and yeah, that's how Team Titan got made.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was definitely a lot of hate on Machinimas at first, like Red vs. Blue. I got really, really vague for this. I did was planning to make a Halo Machinima back in the Reach days with a couple of my friends that, still friends now. That's definitely in the Fighting Weasel, like, cast and everything, but it just never got through because, I don't know, just because it just got, it was just a pain in the ass back in the day, especially with all the captive devices and everything. It was just a bit difficult at the time because we were all just like trying to get our heads together back, with schoolwork back then. And then as soon as that was like over, then we moved on to Destiny. So Destiny Cops, I was like, oh, so you can make a Destiny show. So I gave it just a little pilot episode to try, and obviously that got huge. So I decided, you know what, just focus on that. And everyone just wanted to come in. Like it's just only three of my friends at the time doing the first episode. But now it's just like, God knows how many now.
Yeah, I know. It's great. I was writing the credits out for the finale, and I was like, holy crap. Like, between the voice actors and the body actors, like, it's like 20-something people on Team Titan, like, through various episodes and whatnot. I was like, jeez. So it's pretty crazy to think, like, how big the shows have gotten as far as, like, how many people work on it. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we got a question from the Fiery Jedi. I have to say Jedi like Palpatine. Jedi. Do any of the creators have plans to branch out to other games? If not, why not? Because Destiny is the best, man. Why would you want to branch out? No. I'll answer this. Before I made Team Titan, I wanted to do Machinima in Star Wars: The Old Republic because I love Star Wars. And there's really no... I looked it up the other day as I was curious. There's no really Star Wars: The Old Republic Machinimas. I don't know why I'm frozen again. Oh, I was getting another call. So I would like to do something in Star Wars, either in Old Republic or... I'm sure there are other games I could do it in, but I don't know. Old Republic is my thing, and I'm like retardedly rich in that game. Like, I can buy anything I want in that game. So, like, to make characters is really easy because I can just literally buy any armor I want. So, anyway. Yeah, Star Wars: Old Republic for me, if I were to do something else.
I might try Halo 6. Because people apparently think that I need to continue on Headhunters. It's not like I left a clip or anything, But yeah, Halo 6, that'd be great. If not, I'm just gonna keep on Destiny.
Yeah.
I'm about to retire, so it's like...
For me, I'll stay probably on Destiny. Because you have a Knife Bomb, I know Gamma and Autumn definitely wants to move on to other games as well as Destiny. It's kind of more branching into other games. They plan on wanting to do one with Dark Souls. They thought of ideas with GTA. I'm definitely one with Red Dead Redemption. I think you can do a lot of stuff Red Dead Redemption 2, machinima-wise, especially with the cinematic camera. So that's something they definitely want to look into, but with them, they want to branch out into anything that's possible. For me, I might try Halo. I might try Halo 6, like Tempest said, but for now, I think it's going to be definitely 2 and Destiny 3 when it comes out. For now, at least.
All right. So the next question is a repeat, but it's really the second part of the question that I want you guys to answer. So Shiro asked, what inspired you to create Machinima, which is kind of like what we just answered the first. What motivated you, what inspired you, almost the same thing. Second part of the question is, how do you go about creating a story?
I do the script first. I go over it with my partner, Moro, who couldn't be here today. And then I have to, like, drag people to come and body act for me.
Yeah.
After that's done, we get the scene edited, and I have enough scenes. I'll transport it into my computer, edit that. Voice. Actually, what I do first is I do my voices first, so I gather that.
I think this is more like script. How do you go about creating your script, your story? Like
how do you get inspiration and stuff?
I start off with normal character archetypes, like, oh, this guy's the leader. What else could he have? This one's the funny one. What else could he have? And then I just kind of like write stuff based off of them. All my characters are based off of archetypes, like, kind of what they are. So that's how I go about my creative process. I get help from my other writers too.
He has other writers. Fancy.
Yeah.
I know.
Just
Yeah, I'm
me.
fancy, guys. I'm fancy.
Yeah. For me, like, whenever I play Destiny normally gameplay-wise, I'm definitely getting ideas at the front. Like, I always write down any cool ideas and any stuff that pops out. Definitely best inspiration could be from books, films, other media, you can bring into, like, for example, I bring in a lot of, definitely other sci-fi games, I say. There's, like, so many jokes and stuff. I do reference a lot of, like, I wouldn't say memes, but a lot of, like, funny stuff on the internet and stuff like that. But I've done that in the past. Oh, like other films as well, especially like Marvel stuff, especially Guardians, because it's all spacey as well. But it's all you get inspiration from it, even if it's from real life people, if your friends. Like the characters are based off their like role characters, they say, and eventually then they got developed into like characters on the go, and that's how they got different from everyone else. But yeah, definitely when it comes to making a story, it's definitely write everything down first instead of just like thinking in your head. Otherwise, I'll go away. But definitely, if you look at location-wise or when you're playing the game, like, oh, that'd be a cool place to film and stuff like that, it definitely integrates into it.
So for me, how do I go about making Team Titan? The first season I did like episode by episode, and the characters are based off real people. I think I've said this before, and the names I use in Team Titan for the most part are based on real people. When I was in high school, my name was Raven. Falcon, the guy who does Falcon, we called him Falcon, things like that. So I like using real people as a base, and a lot of things that the characters do, they do in real life. Like Falcon in real life really says stupid that way. Me and Brun, as a guardian and ghost, we argue and kind of go back and forth with like weird like conversation. That's what we used to do, stuff like that. And I always think I like the progression of a story. So like season 1 of Team Titan's pretty simple. It's like, how do these people meet? When they meet, what obstacles do they face? And then once they face the obstacles, what do they learn from each other and things like that. That's really the first season in a nutshell. It's like the first 3 episodes is them meeting, next 3 episodes is conflict, next 3 episodes is furthering the story and them becoming more of a team, more bonding type things, and backstory. So that's kind of how I wrote Team Titan. It's really a really simple thing. So that's basically what I like. I like to keep things simple if I can, and build on that using real people that I've met or experiences in my life. And I like to put in sci-fi references or a bunch of Star Wars references in Team Titan. Actually, the re-edits of Season 1 in Episode 1 has a new scene, and I referenced Dragon Ball Z Abridged. There's a Vegeta always has a thing where he's like, what are you doing? You throw out my plans? I throw out your plans. You throw out my plans? So I don't know why I thought that was funny, but so I added that like as a joke between 2 characters. Yeah. Thwart my plans, thwart your plans. But anyway, so yeah, that's how I go about writing a story. For the next season, I want to write the whole thing out, not do episode by episode, but that's how I structure the story.
Skipping questions, bro. That was a question.
Huh?
Nothing.
Did I skip something?
No.
Oh.
It's just that comes up later.
Oh yeah, no, I did see that.
Okay.
So Mr. Unidentified asks, how long do you plan to keep your series going? We answered this before. Team Titan is 3 seasons in D1, 2 seasons and in D2, and beyond that, I have no idea. For me, right now, 5 seasons.
$5 for From the Ashes. 1 season for Rift. No, Rift was more like its own story, so it's done.
Yeah.
It's over. Don't ask for more.
Yeah. Guardians wise, it's probably going to be 2 more arcs in D1, and then maybe another arc in D2. Then fighting Weasel wise, there's definitely the next season is definitely between D1 and D2. There'll be a season 4, and that'll be in D2. Then there'll be the crossover, and then the future of that, I hopefully make 1 more season for D3. I have no idea if I'll continue then.
That's pretty straightforward from everybody, so everyone kind of has an idea what we're looking at. Fiery Jedi ask, what's the most annoying / difficult filming session each of you have had? Mine is easy. Never film in a strike. Episode 2 of Team Titan is in the Saber Shank strike, and episode 8 of Team Titan is in the whatever that strike's called with the ogre and the Archon thing. Those are really difficult because you're trying to make the AI do what you want it to do, and like in episode 2 we had the Shank chase Brun back and forth, and then like during that, like little Shanks would come down and like shoot you with little turrets. You're trying to record, all of a sudden you're like pew pew pew, and your camera's like doing this because you have to like time it before the Shanks come out. It's so annoying. And then like the Kovic battle was just like trying to get him in the right spot when he teleports. And even if you guys watch that episode, when Raven actually kills him, he's not in the spot he's supposed to be in. We could never get him back to that spot to kill him, so just had to kind of go with it. But it's really frustrating to try and make AI work with you. So that, for me, those... I'm like banned from doing any more machinimating and strikes by my team. They're like, no more! We've had enough! I'm like, okay, I'll try! So...
Mine has to be from back in my Halo days. A lot of y'all know this if you've been following me, but back in season 2 of Headhunters, and there's just a damn trailer shot where I needed them to stand on the line.
Oh yeah, you've told this story.
How hard it was to
couldn't get him to stand still.
I couldn't get him to stand.
Kids couldn't do
They're
it.
not different. Just put your hand off your controller. But I don't want to get into that. As for strikes, God damn it. Yeah, there. Hello?
Yeah, you.
Okay. They're hard to do. I did one for Rift, episode 2. He was actually easy because he stayed in one spot. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing a strike if you're doing boss.
I only do a strike if it's just literally the location and not the actual boss.
Yeah.
For me,
I made mine work, but they were a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
You can make it work. It's just...
It just takes time and you
editing
have to,
magic.
jump.
If you're good at like that last fight was all editing stuff because it was a pain.
Yeah, for me it was definitely the last episode of season 1 where 90% of it was in the Rattle Machine raid. One of it was the siege engine that took a long time and so many wipes, so many enemies killed just to get to the part, and then getting the shot at the camera before the siege engine stops. That took at least 2 days to film that. And then the second time was probably with Bannerfail, the second episode of season 2, because I had at least 11 people every session, and that took like a week to do. It was annoying to get everyone to be quiet, actually tame.
Shut up!
Shut up!
You know, to behave and stuff. You know, it's really hard to get the same people back in all the time. It was a loss of account switchings and stuff. It was definitely worth it at the end, but I mean...
Brun was in that episode. That was the first.
Yeah,
that was the first crossover ever in our shows, which was cool.
That was the first crossover. Yeah.
I was so excited when he
I don't think it was.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
first
well,
voice.
yes, it was. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I had Phil show up a little bit in episode 6 of Rift. But it wasn't a speaking role. He was just there.
It doesn't.
Oh yeah, that was intentional. Like whoever did that
That was
dress has failed anyway.
But
that doesn't count. That's not official.
I don't.
It's not official.
Yeah.
Okay, Run was the first crossover.
Yeah.
It's official now.
Yeah.
You got to snap. It's official.
All right,
Yeah.
so Vagabond asks, how do you plan for Guardians to link into the whole plot of DMU? I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I think they're
Digital
mostly,
probably does, but
as far as I know, they're mostly with Fire Team Weasel. I'm not sure. We still have to work some stuff out with that if they.
It's still very new.
Yeah.
So
It's
now
still in the
not
works.
really. It's definitely in the works. I am planning for one of the characters to be at least in season 4. One of the arcs is definitely going to be connected to season 4. So far, because it's all been the beginning, and it's kind of like, don't want to spoil too much, but we'll use some sort of confusion. Like, I wouldn't say time travel, but some sort of like dimension hopping, I'll say.
Infinite Worlds.
It's interesting, but
Ant-Man.
it's definitely going to link up to the crossover as well. I don't know how we're going to put Guardians in there at the moment, but it'd be cool to. It might get. It definitely will be in it, but it's still in
don't
the
know yet. Still
So,
work in progress.
Yeah,
Will not comment.
But as of now, Guardians is still getting there. It'll be crossover wise, but
Yeah.
expect it just maybe just a little tame crossover for now. So don't expect it.
My client doesn't have to answer that question. All right, Vagabond also asks, what advice can you give aspiring creators other than keep going? Don't give up. Generic quote number one.
I think that's keep going. Get a good group of friends together because it's a team effort. You can't do anything by yourself.
Oh yeah, that's exactly right. Otherwise, Team Titan would have been done a long time ago.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do it if you find it fun to do it. If it feels like a chore to do it, then don't bother. Because if you actually find editing, doing sound design, voice work, script writing is fun, then that's definitely something for you. But if you feel like it is not working out, it's best to not do it. But it's only aspiring if you actually have the passion for it.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Mr. Unidentified asks, why do you think there are more people on Xbox for helping make Machinima?
I think because
Halo.
Halo is a thing.
Halo, yeah. And for us specifically, I mean, the other two shows started on Xbox, so they have their own groups, and now they're like together, so that's why we have some.
They would definitely come through.
Me, I literally had like 4 people Team Titan. Now I have like 6. There's a lot of people in our Discord that don't have D1, which I don't understand. It's like $20. Like, why don't you have it? Like, I would help, but I don't have D1, and I'm like, you're not helping that. Then why are you?
Responding.
Yeah.
Kill it again.
Let's see. All right.
This is a dumb question. We're on YouTube.
Why?
Gotta be on-
Hey, why are you taking my job?
Oh, okay. This is your job. Okay.
This is my job.
Yeah.
I'm skipping stuff that doesn't make sense anyway. Just shoot.
Like
Yeah. Like, where can I watch this? You're already watching it. Why am I going to answer that question now? Where can I don't know.
I mean,
on your
you can
phone.
download it
On your phone. That's the answer. On the computer. That's where you can watch it.
Yeah, but
All right. So Just Shooter asks, so you like jazz?
Yes.
No.
I need you to add that meme.
Is that a meme? Is that what that
yeah,
is?
it's a freaking B movie.
Oh. Shows, I don't pay attention to memes, so it shows how much I know.
But yes, I like jazz.
I like jazz too.
It's a question about Guardians, which we can't really answer right now. Okay, Fiery Jedi asks, are the scripts for each season finalized before filming begins, or is it written episode by episode? So for me, season 1 was episode by episode because I was still kind of figuring out the story. But for season 2, I'm going to do everything in advance because I know where I want to go this time, and that's why I'm going back and like doing a special edition of season 1 because there's some things that I want to go back and do that I didn't think of at the time that I'm writing this. So yeah.
Yeah, for me it was first season was definitely episode by episode because we were still unsure what was happening at the time. But in season 2, I definitely did it all in one because obviously DM1 was complete, and when I was making season 2, D2 was coming out. So I definitely got all the sandbox stuff in hand as D1 and could just work something out. So it was obviously with the Dreadnoughts and Waves, and I just worked from there. Same with season 3, because now Forsaken was out. I was starting writing it when literally like a month before Forsaken came out. So obviously the Red War stuff was out. So it was easy to work with. So that's the easiest way to do it.
Rith was episode by episode from the ashes. I write 4 episodes or 3 episodes at a time. So like for book 1, I had 4 episodes written before I started filming it, and then once the 4th episode was out, I had already had 5 to 8. So it's kind of like that. Right now I'm on book 4, which is kind of crazy. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Unidentified asks, how is it working on projects in your spare time, along with money you might receive from Patreon, if at all? Well, currently I don't make any money off YouTube anymore since the adpocalypse. So, yeah. Patreon I just started, and I have one Patreon already that's at the highest tier, which is amazing. So for me, it's a new thing for me. I never even thought of doing a Patreon before. I was just selling the shirts, which, as cool as the designs are, haven't really been selling. I think I've sold like 5 shirts since I made them, and that was like 6 months ago. So for me, I don't see much of anything. So yeah.
Buy his stuff, guys.
Buy my stuff, yeah. I'm gonna make new shirts too. Maybe that'll help. I don't know.
I work at a law firm and I go to school, so it's like, it's
Well, do you
difficult.
you don't make any money from the ashes, right? Do you?
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, I use too much to write stuff.
Yeah.
I
Plus,
don't make any money even.
Yeah, plus it's like
Which is crazy. How do you not? You don't make any because you have more subs than I do.
No,
Yeah, but
like, yeah,
he's
it
not
doesn't
making money
work
like
like that. It literally works on the views and stuff. If I was getting
Yeah.
a lot of views, or like if I was doing daily videos as well, like maybe once.
I
a day
think.
or
Oh, that's right. Because they
days.
changed it. Now you need
But-
like so many views. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta make 10
Having
minutes.
like at least 100,000 subs with a video like every 2 days is definitely enough.
Yeah.
Keep it going, like.
Yeah,
Right now it's
we
pointless.
can't make money off of this. It's
Yeah.
too hard.
How and working on projects
but-
in our spare time is it's time consuming, obviously,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
we do it basically for our own creativity because we want to put the stories out there, and for the people that actually watch it. I mean, that's kind of what makes us keep doing it, you know. What sort of Fiery Jedi ask? What sort of production issues? We answered that. Moving on. Mr. Unidentified ask, what is the biggest problem while filming? Getting people to pay attention.
Yes. Yes.
I would
not,
say
not PvP with each other.
people getting kicked out. I say people getting kicked out or
Oh,
connection
that's
issues.
I hate it.
I haven't.
I hate it.
We
Especially
have
when
that,
filming
but not
Crucible
like
maps.
that makes a huge impact on what we're doing.
When
It's just
you're
annoying.
actually filming Crucible maps, you have to like jump and shoot every like 30 seconds, otherwise you get kicked.
Yeah.
But not. Rather than that, it's just certain body actors kind of like get bored and they obviously start to move.
Or shoot each other just cause.
They start a PvP match in your private PvP thing when you're supposed to be doing it. That happens on Team Titan a lot. Normally after we try to do it after we're done shooting, but sometimes we're like, okay, PvP break, and then we fight each other. Christmas are us. I guess that's how you say his name. Are you open to expanding DMU with more content creators? I'm gonna boldly say not at this time.
Yeah, but just Devil Guardians. So
Yeah,
that's
I think the 4 shows is probably gonna be that way for a long time.
Yeah. At least until like I kind of drop out. So like,
Or until after the crossover.
yeah, I
Then we
drop
might
out.
Yeah.
bring something in. What do you have in plans for future content? We actually talked about that at the beginning.
Giant crossover.
Yeah, and we talked about our own future show seasons. Do you think making Machinima is worth the challenge? I just kind of talked about that
Yeah.
earlier. We think it
Yeah.
is, even though we don't make
Only
money
if
off of
you have
it.
the passion for it. Yeah.
If you have the passion for writing and having the patience, yes. I love stories in all forms. That's why I love anime and movies, and I love plays, and I love books, and video games, and TV, and comics, and I like anything. I don't care what it is. If it's a cool, good story, I want to absorb it however it's given, So that's me. And then he asked, do you think it's more important to have a good story or to be technically good, i.e. good camera, voice acting, etc.? Yes.
It's definitely doing both.
Yeah, yes.
A good story.
I prefer to have a good story with bad camera work. Tempest. But you can have a good camera work, voice acting, and anything, but if the story's so boring and uninterested, it just falls flat. Yeah. I mean, you really got to have at least good writing, as well as good camera and voice acting is a bonus, but I mean, it's not really that needed, but it is going to hurt it, I will say.
Yeah. Ideally, you want both, but if for some reason one is lacking, I think that, like he said, the story, if a story is good, people, like, look at old anime and old movies and stuff that's, like, really dated, and, like, now the graphics look bad or the animation's bad. If the story is still good, people are still going to, like, keep it in their minds and rewatch it and stuff like that.
That's why Star Wars is still a thing for some reason.
Star Wars looks good though, even back then, or even like in the
fight. It's like, oh god,
like the space, like the Battle of Endor is still like the best space battle, and that was freaking 30 years ago. It's amazing. That battle.
Yeah. They definitely re-edited so much then, and then like when you look at the original stuff, you could definitely tell things were so bad then. But obviously now, over time, they kind of re-edited those mistakes or bad makeup stuff. Especially like the Emperor, like he looked so bad in the original, but now obviously he's now Palpatine.
Yeah,
and it makes sense now. I'm fine with that, but it was so much edits that George Lucas ruined anyway. But that's another story.
Another podcast. We can talk about Star Wars one podcast or something. iChristmas RS also asked, what's the funniest moment you've had while filming? I've had so many, I don't remember. So many weird things happen while filming.
Yeah, like definitely bloopers and stuff. This they do.
For me, watch the bloopers. There's Team Titan bloopers on the channel. Watch those, you'll see.
I got ran over by a tank, so that was the thing. This ran me over when I'm trying to film.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
We'll do that.
It was actually Guardians. We were trying to... It's the scene where Jerome gets the knife thrown in his face. That took a week to do because it kept wrong and we just kept laughing about it. It's like, oh, for God's sake. He died so many times for that scene and he finally got one shot. One shot we actually fall backwards. And that was it.
For me, watch the bloopers. Mr. Unidentified asks, what software do you use to edit clips and audio? For me, it's Magix. Really cheap and does basically everything you want.
For me, it's Premiere Pro, Adobe, and for sound design, I use you can use Audacity, or I use Adobe Audition, but Audacity works. Sony Vegas can work. You can technically use Movie Maker if you still have it, but there's definitely a lot of free software to edit videos nowadays.
You use what, Movie Maker, right?
Oh yeah, I still use that until I get kicked out of college, so. I'll have to find something else.
All right. Mr. Unidentified asks, what is your favorite episode and what's the... I'll change the question. What's your favorite episode of your own show? What's your worst episode of your own show? For me, my favorite episode is the last episode, episode 8, because it's kind of like the story is coming together now, and we had this big boss battle at the end, and now we're doing backstory with Raven and Fail and, Brun and Falcon's relationship and stuff like that, and also showing the villains of future story in the end. And my least favorite episode is episode 1 of Team Titan, especially the first 10 seconds. I hate it. I hate that no one said anything when I started the episode with Brun going, like, no one said it. I was like, I always ask people, give me advice. What do you think? What do you think? And, oh, no, it's great. It's great. And then, like, now, like, a year later, I watched that episode. I'm like, hurts my soul. So yeah, definitely the first episode. There's so many things wrong with it that I don't like, and I was still learning and writing, so that's why. But actually, that episode is the most edited one in the special edition that I'm doing. A lot of things being changed and tweaked. The battle at the end is horrible. It's the worst. So yeah, definitely 1 the worst and 8 for me the best. And Banner Brawl I like a lot because I like watching Team Merc and Team Titan fight each other. It's really funny.
I have a lot of episodes, so I don't have to think.
Digital, answer the question while he thinks.
I think the best episode I did was definitely episode 6. I felt like that took the longest, and I think that's paid off the most. But it's between episode 6. I'd say episode 3 is my favorite because the funniest stuff happens in it for season 1.
I was gonna say episode 3 of Fire Team Weasel is my favorite.
Yeah, I think everyone loves episode 3 the best with the Walter Glass. I'd say the worst one. I'll say the second episode because it literally happens in the tower. Nothing really happens. I felt like that could be like a scene for one episode, but it was just like one episode then. I was still definitely in between episode 1 and 3, but it was still filmed by 3 people, so. But I felt that was the weakest of the lot.
My favorite is From the Ashes. It's a book 3. Book 2, episode 3. It's the one where Bishop and Robin are off on their own, and I like it because it's not my main characters. It's like side characters, and they can hold their own episode, and it was really well received. The one I don't like is number 8, because that was when the time where we had to figure out, okay, how are we going to record? And I had to use a submachine gun glitch instead of my normal method. I don't know.
I remember that.
Yeah, because
I commented on it. I was like, "What the hell's going on?"
I had to patch
Bungie patched it, so we couldn't use it anymore. So I had to use some machine gun glitch, and I really didn't like it. Yeah. So that's my least favorite episode. Yeah, that's what I had to figure out.
All right. Shiro asks, when it comes to designing characters, what's the first thing you consider? Do you think of a person and personality, then choose the armor, or do you give armor personality? So for me, I can say my characters come first and then the armor. So like, if you look at Team Titan, Falcon, we've established he's a tryhard. He's always really like the Team Titan characters in the team are archetypes. Falcon's a tryhard. Raven is a person that rages and wants to kill you. Brun is the noob. So Brun wears the most noobish random fallen armor we could get. Year 1 exotic. Raven, she has her arc with the Siva, so obviously she wears Siva armor. Falcon's a tryhard. He wears Trials gear. And, we'll get, like, Hawk, he's like a mercenary. So I looked like, what's the most mercenary armor I could get? Like, Scarlight is pretty tactical looking, and Mida Multi-Tool with the ornament is very I think the ornament's called Tactical or something as well. So Buck is an idiot, so I was like, what's a weird, goofy armor I could give him? And I was like, oh, Hesperos has that weird helmet, comes down, and just, it looks kind of weird, Once in a blue moon, I'll think of a armor that looks cool and make it a character. I saw that armor, the helmet, the Hadron Gale. I was like, God, it looks like Grey Fox. I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to have like a warlock that like goes invisible and it's like a really creepy, mysterious character. So that's like one of the few instances that I did that. But what about you guys?
For me, right at the beginning, it was just something that me and my friends wanted to make. So obviously at the time, like when Scully and Blue came on, it was based off our designs of what we were wearing at the time. And then we were just kind of like being ourselves. The reason I put on Scully as a female voice because I made a female character instead of a male, so that's why I did that. If it was a male, I would have done my normal voice. But then over time,
I love your Scully
more
voice.
people wanted to come in, like Autumn wanted to come in, join, and so he made his own character, so I used like a bird. Phil at the time, it was like, just random mnemonic gear, just something that's just random. And then over time, I've been deciding to like make new characters like, with armor in mind first, because the armor really tells. Because it's really hard to tell someone without a face. It's always with a helmet, isn't it? So it's better to like make the armor first, and that tells you what their personality is like without even knowing their voice. So, for example, when I made Storm, Scott, and Rachel, I had that in mind instead of just getting anyone else's characters. So, for example, with Scott, I wanted him to be like this, when like, making him look like a storm trance and being this little, reminds me of Tucker, because that's why he's because he's like Tucker's character from Red vs. Blue. He's always kind of the flirty guy. With Storm, because with the Vex gear, he's kind of more like big and beefy and tough. So he's obviously got the leader type. And then
you just want
Rachel's
him to look like Falcon.
At the time, it wasn't really fussed on like the helmet anyway. I just liked the full set because he looked robotic and vexed. Or I didn't take that in mind. But with Rachel, then it was more like the kind of like rogue hunter, like kind of with a snarky attitude. With like that's why she doesn't wear a hood. Like she obviously more of like a gunslinger kind of thing. Even though she's Night Stalker, but she has the purple thing on anyway. So that had that in mind. Then with I forgot what to say now. But then with when it comes to voices, I definitely pick like the suitable voices for them at a time. But I mean, yeah, I usually choose the armor first, and then I do like the character personalities after when I'm writing the script.
Well, I got my armor because my roommate, he was the one who started with me on Rift, and that's all he had on his Titan, and that's all he had on his Warlock. And I was like, all right, that's what we're going with. So that's how Erebon came to be, and that's how Sierra came to be. As it got on, I was like, oh, this is cool. My friend has a cool design. That's a cool thing. So I kind of do armor first. One of the things now that's hard is we got to share continuity. So a lot of our armor has to be, hey, can I use this? Hey, are you using that? So that's something that we have to think about moving forward. And personality, I base it off of character archetypes. Like my voice actors and I, we talk, but we don't have like constant contact. It's not like I'm using my friends who I talk to every day for the most part.
My voice actors mostly are my friends.
Yeah, a lot of these are,
because they're based off them, so it's like, hey, do you want to voice your own character?
Yeah, mine are like professional, semi-professional. These are people who answer a post. Yeah. So, and they audition for it. So they're based off character archetypes.
All right, almost done. The Fiery Jedi ask, how do you choose names for your characters? Please tell me that Dion from the Ashes is named after Celine Dion.
He is. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Moro made him, so I don't know how he got that.
No idea.
For me, like I said, all my character names, well, not all of them, but mostly are based off real nicknames that we had. All the people in Fireteam Legend, which is all the bird name people, Raven, Falcon, Hawk, Dove, they're all based off people that I know, and their characters act like those people. So that's why. Well, Hawk is a bit different. There was a guy named Hawk in real life, but he doesn't really act like Hawk. Hawk in our show is more of an asshole. Our real Hawk's not that. He can be an anyway. But most of the people are based off. The names are based off real things like that. Or like for example, in the future, there's going to be another set of Guardians that like are really powerful. So I named them after mythological birds. They're like Fireteam Legend, but like the OG Fireteam Legend. So like I'll tell you their name. The Phoenix, we got Phoenix, Garuda, and Strix, and those are all mythological birds in real history. So stuff like that. And then trying to think of other, like Brun's, his name is Brun. That's his name. Brun is Brun. Slaker is Slaker. That's how I met him. That was his character name in Star Wars. So Buck is just like Buck is based off a guy I met in Star Wars. His name is Buck. That was his character name. That's what we call him. And he acts like a dumbass. So that's how that character came out. So most of my character names are based off real people or influenced from different things in the world. So yeah.
My characters. Well,
random name generator.
Nah. We talk with me and Mora and we figure out, oh, this is a cool name. No, I don't like that name. So we just kind of figure it out. None of them are based off of anything.
Yeah.
I really like Garrett's name though. I don't know why. Garrett Everett's. I don't know.
Yeah. For me, it was started with like my friends like I give them like, oh, what do you want to name your character? And it's like, oh, I want to name mine Blue. Even though I was like, why blue? Just because I like blue.
Because he's blue.
All
I
right.
like blue.
Like, okay, what's his real name? I don't know, blue. So, this Scully, it was easy because she has a blue skull. I was like, okay, just call Scully, but cool. Same with like Autumn, like it was based off his gamer tag, and eventually over time, then with invent new characters, I just got like random common names you can do. I know in Destiny you have these weird exotic names from like other countries, and I'm just going for like Bob, Joey.
Actually, I have a theory
Scott.
with that.
Bob the Guardian.
Maybe funny fact about Storm, he was originally going to be called Scorch, and he was supposed to be having the black and orange armor instead, like shader. But then when I was making a new villainy character for Warlock, because it felt like it can't be just have like one villain right at the end. It needs to have like some sort of like minor villain in between. So that's why I invented Scorch at the time. But he was called Storm at the time, so I was like, you know what, I'll swap it around. So now, like, that's how had those names changed.
I actually have to like add something to what I said earlier. I guess here it is. My characters are based off of the Destiny characters, how they have the old-timey names, like Digital said. So humans have two. They have a first and a last name. It's usually a shorter last name, like our core Ray, Yuki, Lin. And then my Woken characters, they have one name, Zavala, Raul, Gareth, and then Exos have a number. So that's how I name my characters.
I got you. Yeah, sticking with the naming conventions that we already have in Destiny.
Yeah, basically.
But all right, all the other questions that are listed, we basically answered in some form or another. So that's basically the end of the questions that we have. So thank you everyone to submitting your questions. I hope we got to them. I don't think we missed any, or we've either answered them earlier, so that's why I didn't repeat them again, because almost the same questions. So next time we have a podcast, definitely send us stuff, and send us like some weird whatever. Send us weird questions. And I don't know. Why is Zeon so attractive? I don't know. Jeans. Denim jeans. No.
Do we have any plugs to do?
Yeah, everyone, do your plugs, and I think that wraps up. Christmas is coming up, so hope everyone gets what they want.
Overall, a nice Christmas. And Happy New Year as well. See you next time. Will be in 2019.
Yeah. Subscribe to me. I'm almost at 1,000. Hurry up, you fools.
Yeah, he's nearly
Hurry up, you fools.
You
nearly
fools!
2,500.
Buy this guy's merch.
Yeah, I might.
Definitely join his Patreon. Give him money.
You get
and
cool
join our
stuff.
Discord. The links will be down below anyway. Because they'll be on my channel. I'll make sure that Zeon's Patreon will be there too.
Yeah.
Get
and
cool
you can
stuff
go
for
check
that.
out Guardians. Go subscribe to them. They need
Yep, subscribe to Knife Bomb for Guardians.
Yeah, that needs loving as well. Guardians
need
Art
some-
1 is out now, and they need lots of subs.
They
Yep.
need lots of subs.
And it's good. It's definitely worth a watch.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Alright guys, so next time I talk to some of you, I may be talking to you on Xbox Live. That'd be great. Everyone, support everyone in the DMU however you can, whether it's by subbing or sharing the videos, liking it, getting involved in the community by joining the Discord, pledging money to Patreon to help me do Team Titan more frequently by getting an Xbox, things like that. Buy some shirts for your awesome presents for your friends and family, these shirts. And I'll be doing different shirts too as well. I might do some Star Wars shirts in the coming months or whatever. And random plug real quick for me before we sign off. I will be at Guardian Con this year like I've been the last 2 years. Hopefully Digital can come. We might fundraise for him to come because I want him. I want him to. I want you to come, Digital. To Florida, I mean.
Give me an hour and I will.
That's a long time. This year's Guardian Con, for the first time, I will have a booth. I have applied for the booth already. I'm still waiting to hear a response. I'll be selling props, T-shirts, My Titan armor will be on a mannequin on the first day to take pictures with. Second day, I'll be wearing it, walking around. We're going to be raffling off the signed Dreg's Promise that has signatures from a bunch of YouTubers like Mr. Fruit. We got Gathalion on there, and Miss 5,000 watts, and there's like 25 signatures on this little gun. So that's going to get raffled off. All that money is going to go to St. Jude's Hospital, which is the charity that Guardian Con raises money for. So definitely, if you go to Guardian Con this year, come by and see me. If you don't buy anything from me, put a couple dollars in the raffle. Maybe you'll win a piece of Destiny history with all these content creators' signature on there. And hey, Digital Curse needs to come now so you can sign. There's a space left for you, so you have to come now. So definitely come visit me if you go to Guardian Con in Orlando, my hometown. And there's probably going to be like an after party at my house because like 5 people are staying at my house for that. So, but thank you all for sending in your questions. Thank you for supporting us. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, the Festivus for the rest of us, Kwanzaa, Life Day, whatever.
The dawning.
The dawning, yeah. Happy dawning. Happy New Year, and as always, Zig Zeon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.